Imagine that the tiny tubes through which your blood flows, your arteries, were slowly becoming clogged with fat, stiffened by inflammation, and losing their ability to expand and contract. It's frightening to realize that this can happen silently over the years, leaving the heart and circulation vulnerable to heart attacks, strokes, or chest pain. Now imagine a much more hopeful picture. There are foods that can actually help clean the arteries and keep them flexible. And the good news is that these foods are delicious, everyday choices you can easily enjoy. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 of the very best artery-friendly foods, each backed by solid scientific evidence. By the end, you'll know exactly how to add them into your meals in a practical and tasty way. Welcome to Bravhealth. If you're ready to care for your arteries through nutrition, do give this video a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more science-backed health guidance. Let's begin with something surprisingly powerful, the blueberry. These little fruits look like something from a fairy tale, yet they carry extraordinary benefits for the arteries. Blueberries are packed with anthocyanins, plant pigments that fight oxidative stress, meaning the cell damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals, and reduce inflammation along the artery walls. Studies have shown that regular blueberry consumption improves endothelial function. That's the ability of arteries to dilate, which allows blood to flow more freely. One clinical trial found that just 8 weeks of daily blueberries led to measurable improvements in vascular flexibility. Isn't it fascinating that something as sweet as a blueberry can make arteries more supple? Try adding them to porridge, yogurt, or even a fruit salad. Now here's another one that might surprise you, the humble chia seed. These tiny specks may seem insignificant, but they are rich in soluble fiber, which helps reduce LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol. Soluble fiber binds with bile acids in the gut, forming a gel that prevents cholesterol from being reabsorbed into the bloodstream, forcing the body to expel it instead. On top of that, chia seeds are a source of alpha-linolenic acid, an omega-3 fatty acid with natural anti-inflammatory properties that support artery flexibility. Can you believe such a tiny seed acts almost like a broom sweeping cholesterol away? A simple tip, stir chia seeds into water overnight to form a pudding, add them to yogurt, or sprinkle over salads. And here comes another food that is even more fascinating. Green tea. Often thought of merely as a soothing beverage, it actually contains catechins, powerful plant compounds, with the standout being epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG. These act as antioxidants, protecting blood vessels from oxidative damage, improving vasodilation, and reducing platelet clumping. In other words, helping to prevent the formation of dangerous clots. Research has shown that daily green tea consumption improves blood flow and reduces arterial stiffness in just a matter of weeks. Have you considered that simply swapping your morning coffee for green tea could genuinely support your arteries? Small change, big effect. But wait, the next one is even more mouth-watering. Wild salmon, along with other oily fish such as mackerel, herring, or sardines, is rich in the long-chain omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA. These are like natural lubricants for your cardiovascular system. They calm inflammation, lower triglycerides, reduce blood pressure, and keep arteries elastic. Clinical studies reveal that people supplementing with EPA and DHA had noticeably less arterial stiffness than those who didn't. The practical takeaway? Aim for 2 or 3 servings of oily fish per week, prepared grilled, baked, or steamed. Delicious and protective at the same time. But the next food is one you probably think of only as a spice. Turmeric, with its bright golden color, is not just for curries. Its active compound, curcumin, acts as both a strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. It has been shown to boost nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation, while also reducing inflammatory markers linked to arterial stiffness. Some trials even report better endothelial function with curcumin supplementation. The best part? You can easily add turmeric to soups, rice dishes, or smoothies. Just remember to combine it with a pinch of black pepper and a little healthy fat, such as olive oil, to enhance absorption. Now, here's another fruit that works wonders: the pomegranate. Whether eaten as seeds or enjoyed as pure juice, it is brimming with polyphenol antioxidants. These have been found to reduce arterial stiffness and improve coronary blood flow, essentially helping the heart receive more oxygen-rich blood. One study found that people who drank pomegranate juice regularly experienced improvements in vessel dilation and a reduction in blood pressure compared to a placebo. Isn't it intriguing that something as refreshing as pomegranate juice can actively support the arteries? Try mixing it with sparkling water for a refreshing drink or using it as a marinade base. And now for another creamy favorite: the avocado. Unlike many fruits, avocados are rich in healthy fats, especially monounsaturated fats, which lower LDL cholesterol and raise HDL cholesterol, the good type. They also contain antioxidants such as lutein, vitamin E, and the mineral potassium, all of which help arteries stay relaxed and protected. Research has shown that eating avocado with a meal immediately improves vascular elasticity. Picture spreading avocado on toast in the morning and instantly giving your arteries a boost. Simple and delicious. Now, this next one is often overlooked, but well worth your attention: sesame seeds. These tiny seeds are often sprinkled on bread or sushi, but they're actually loaded with lignans and plant sterols, both of which support healthy cholesterol levels and lower inflammation. A clinical trial involving hypertensive patients found that regular sesame consumption improved markers of arterial stiffness. Practical idea: lightly toast sesame seeds and sprinkle them over roasted vegetables, salads, or whole grain bread. A crunchy garnish with hidden benefits for your circulation. One that deserves a special spotlight is the walnut. These nuts are more than just a snack. They are a powerhouse of artery protective nutrients. Walnuts are particularly rich in alpha-linolenic acid, the plant-based form of omega-3, as well as antioxidants like polyphenols and vitamin E. Together, these compounds reduce inflammation and protect artery walls from oxidative stress. Interestingly, studies have shown that eating a handful of walnuts daily can improve endothelial function and even reduce arterial stiffness within a few weeks. Have you ever noticed how a walnut looks a little like a brain? It turns out it's just as nourishing for the arteries that supply your brain with blood. A practical tip: keep a small bag of walnuts at hand as a snack, or chop them into porridge or salads for a rich, nutty crunch. Now here comes the 10th and final food, and it might surprise you even more: dark chocolate. Yes, you heard that correctly. When made with a high cocoa content, ideally 70% or more, dark chocolate is full of flavanols, plant compounds that encourage the arteries to produce more nitric oxide. Remember, nitric oxide is the molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels, improving circulation and reducing pressure against artery walls. Clinical studies have shown that moderate amounts of high cocoa dark chocolate can reduce arterial stiffness and improve blood flow, especially in the coronary arteries that feed the heart itself. Isn't it fascinating that a treat so many people love can actually be heart-friendly? Of course, moderation is key. Just a small square or two after a meal is plenty. Consider swapping milk chocolate for the darker variety and enjoy it knowing you're giving your arteries a gift as well as your taste buds. So let's take a moment to recap what we've explored: blueberries, chia seeds, green tea, oily fish, turmeric, pomegranate, avocado, sesame seeds, walnuts, and dark chocolate. 10 very different foods, each with its own unique way of supporting arterial health, from reducing cholesterol and inflammation, to boosting nitric oxide, to directly improving blood vessel flexibility. Isn't it incredible how the natural world has provided such a variety of protective foods? When you weave these into your diet, meal by meal, snack by snack, you're doing far more than simply eating well. You're actively protecting the very highways that keep your body alive and energized. And here's the most important part: you don't need to change everything overnight. Start with 1 or 2 swaps. Maybe add blueberries to your breakfast. Replace a meat dish with oily fish twice a week. Sip a green tea instead of a sugary drink. Over time, these small, evidence-backed changes build up into lasting benefits for your heart and arteries. Thank you so much for joining us in this journey through the top 10 artery-friendly foods. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Bravhealth for more practical, science-backed tips to keep you strong and well. We love hearing from you in the comments. Which of these foods do you already enjoy, and which will you be adding to your meals from now on? Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next Bravhealth video.